Welcome to our Aboriginal Tourism Product Awareness Program, or short ATPAP. My name is Miriam. I'm the Distribution Coordinator here at Tourism NT. And before we start, I want to respectfully acknowledge and honour the Aboriginal people of the Northern Territory and recognise the continuation of culture, connection to lands, water and country. We pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging. A big welcome to our Q4 ATPAP webinar. Can you believe it? We're already here. I can't. As always, we're thrilled to present some incredible Aboriginal tourism products and businesses from the Northern Territory to you, our fantastic travel trade partners. This is officially the final webinar before we draw the lucky winners for our ATPAP incentive FML. If you're hoping to snag a spot, make sure you've watched all webinar sessions and completed all questionnaires. I'll give a quick overview of the FML itinerary at the end of today's session. In today's webinar, we'll be focusing on 3 stunning regions in the top end: Kakadu National Park, Nitmiluk National Park, and West Arnhemland. We're excited to have Kakadu Tourism, Nitmiluk Tours and Davidson's Arnhemland Safaris here with us today to give you a closer look at their fantastic offerings and products. Before we get stuck into it, as per usual, just a few quick words on housekeeping. If you haven't done so yet, please mute yourself and switch off your camera. We will have a Q&A at the end of each of our operator presentations where you can ask questions through the chat. We're also recording the session to upload to our trade website. I will send an email out to all ATPAP members after the session with a link to the recording and to the short questionnaire about the webinar. If you have missed anything, there will also be a link to our trade website where you can find all previous webinar recordings and questionnaires. So there's still time to catch up. For all of you attending the live webinar session, which you're doing right now, you are already in the run to be the lucky winner for the fabulous Bush Bum gift box we're giving away after each live session. So good luck for that. This is enough admin. Let me just quickly share my presentation with you and kick us off. All right, I hope you can all see this. If you can't, please let me know now. First up, just a quick reminder what the aim and core mission of this program is. To put it simply, our mission is to promote and support the growth of the Aboriginal tourism industry in the Northern Territory by educating and empowering the travel trade to include diverse Aboriginal businesses and experiences in their sales offerings. By working together, we aim to increase visitation to the Northern Territory, showcase the rich cultural heritage of the region, and create sustainable economic opportunities for Aboriginal communities. Right, before I hand over to our fabulous presenters, I just wanted to give you a quick overview of where each of today's featured operators are located. It's always tricky to grasp how big the top end really is and how much travel time you need to factor in between locations. I've highlighted the relevant areas on the map in yellow. I hope you can see that all, and please excuse my childlike circle work. Over on the far left, you'll see Darwin, the most common arrival point, obviously, for your customers. From Darwin, you drive to Jabiru, which is the main town in Kakadu National Park, and that takes about 3 hours. Then Coinda Lodge is located roughly 40 minutes south of Jabiru. So from Darwin, you have to factor in round about a 4-hour drive. Heading south on the map, you can see hopefully Catherine, which is where Nitmiluk National Park is located, and that is about a 3-hour drive from Darwin. And heading to Davidson's Arnhemland Safaris, that journey takes you around about 4.5 hours, give or take, from Darwin. And then these destinations can also easily be combined. Jabiru, for example, is a great central base for exploring the region. From Jabiru, it takes about a 3.5-hour drive to Nitmiluk National Park, and you're at Davidson's in under 2 hours. So hopefully this just gives you a bit of an overview of the distances and the layout of the key areas we'll be talking about today in the greater top end region. Well, and this brings me to our presenters. A big welcome to Alain Codino from Kakadu Tourism. Kakadu Tourism is an Aboriginal-owned business running the Mercure Kakadu Crocodile Hotel, Kuinda Lodge, and the Yellow Water Cruise, amongst other things. Then we have Aaron from Nitmiluk Tours here today, a business owned by the Jawoyn people, running all accommodation and tours in Nitmiluk National Park. And I'm very excited to have Diana from Davidson's Arnhemland Safari here. Their family-owned business is based in the stunning wilderness of Arnhemland and is deeply connected to the culture of the Aboriginal people here, which they show in everything they do. And then without further ado, I would like to get Alain on to present. Let me stop my presentation. And when you share, just remember the little toggle.
Unmute myself. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. So, you should be able to see my screen.
Yep, perfect.
See if we have sound. So Kakadu Tourism, as Miriam said, 100% indigenous owned and right in the middle of Kakadu National Park. For the one that never been in the NT, another map, 2 hours drive, Darwin to Jabiru, an hour and a half, depending who's driving. And then Kuinda is in the southern part of the park. You add another 40 minutes from Jabiru. This is just to show you some landscape that you can see in Kakadu. It's 20,000 square kilometers, which is the size of Belgium in Europe. 160,000 years of culture, doubly stated in UNESCO for nature and for the culture. As I said, so 20,000 square kilometer. This is the place in the world where we'll find the most concentrated rock art painting. We don't even know how many waterfalls or swimming holes we have. More than 60 different species of mammals, more than 10,000 saltwater crocodile. I'll let you do the math with the 20,000 square kilometer. And 1/3 of the Australian bird species are also present in Kakadu. And then you got us, Kakadu Tourism. So the first hotel is located in Jabiru, which is the main township in Kakadu. For the little story, this is a female crocodile, because you can see the car park represent the eggs. The hotel has 110 rooms. They all pretty much look the same, just the bedding configuration will change. They all been through a soft refurbish last year. They all been recarpeted, refurnished, brand new mattress, brand new curtain. The last point we will need to upgrade are the bathroom. It is still a shower over a bathtub. So they've been refreshed. As you can see, they look really clean, but it's still a shower over a bathtub. It has a very nice restaurant we call Nitmiluk. It has 2 different menus, one more pub style where you'll find a schnitzel or burger, and another menu which is more going to the fine dining area. It has its own art gallery called Oak. And on the right, you can see a local artist. We work a lot with David Cameron. It also has conference room and facilities for up to 250 to 270 people, depending on the setup. And then we go down to Kuinda Lodge. So as I said, 40 kilometers south, around half an hour drive. You can see where it is. And so Kuinda has 73 rooms over 3 types of room. First, we start with the Outback Retreat. We have 20 of them. 10 are called the Outback Retreat. Those can only sleep 2, and they have shared amenities. The 10 other are called Retreat Plus. Those one can sleep up to 4. They have a queen bed and bunk bed. And we are building, as of now, the ensuite bathroom to those 10. Depending how we go, we will build the ensuite bathroom to the other 10 next year. So it's a great addition. You can see in the slide, those are the bathrooms that they share. They've been built like 2 years ago. They cost us a lot of money. They look like a museum. Then we have lodge rooms. We have 48 of them. Those are made of brick and mortar. They come with a queen bed, single bed, trundle bed, so you can sleep 4. They have all the comfort you need coming from the city. So you have a television, a mini fridge, aircon, obviously, and ensuite bathroom. And then you have our premium. We call them the yellow water villas. They don't look like much from the outside, but they really do feel premium inside. So those will come with everything you need: an extra king bed, massive deck at the front, ensuite bathroom. You also have, you can see now, a bathtub on the deck. As I said, they have extra king bed, but they also have 2 day lounges. They're quite small, but you can still sleep 2 kids in there. We also have a campground with 200 sites. 100 are powered, 100 are unpowered. Just to give a cheap option, if you want to go on a cruise at 6:30 a.m. in the morning, you don't want to pay full rate for a hotel room or lodge, you can stay in our campground. On the campground, we also have 17 pop-up tents. So those are always ready. They come with really basic furniture with a camp bed. You can see the linen is provided. It goes from $79 to $99. So to give another cheap option, if you don't have your own tent, you want to go on an early cruise, but don't want to pay full rate. Corinda has 2 restaurants. The first one is called Mimi's. It is indoor only. This one is totally fine dining. Then you have the Bar and Bistro. You can see in the video, this one is outdoor only, so you might need some insect repellent. And this one does pizza, burger, schnitzel, so really pub-style food. During the dry, we also have 2 food trucks on the lawn. The one on the left does the fish and chips, and the one on the right does crocodile on the barbecue. We have 2 swimming pools, so this resort-style swimming pool that kids love. We have added shades since we took this photo, but it's quite massive. And then we have a second swimming pool, a bit tinier. If you don't want kids jumping around, they tend to prefer the big one. We have a playing ground for the kids. We have a cultural center called Warajan. It is totally free of charge. And we organize every morning some weaving activities on the lawn of Warajan. You can just go sit with the ladies. They are traditional owners, and they will teach you how to weave. You will leave with the bracelet or the earrings that you produce, so it's quite a good souvenir. Then we offer some tour. They all depart from Corinda Lodge. The first one is the most famous. It's called the Yellow Water Cruise. We have 5 departures a day. We can take up to 250 guests on the water. Over 5 boats. Each boat will always take a different direction, so you don't feel like you're in a factory. They will just join each other if they spot something crazy like a crocodile or a really hard to spot bird, something like that. We have fishing too. If you want to try and catch the famous barramundi, we can do public or private. Ground tour now, we have 2 different. The adventure one is in the morning. It's a 5-hour tour. You will go and see some waterfall, jump in some swimming holes. The lunch is provided, and you're back in the beginning of afternoon in Corinda. The afternoon one is more about culture. This one you will see and check some rock art painting, and you will do a stop in a Patonga, which is an indigenous community we love to work with. Whatever they're doing when we arrive, we sit and we do with them. It might just be having a chat. They could be weaving. They could be plucking a bird. We will pluck a bird if we need to. Wisdom Walk, we also call the Bush Tucker Tour. It is just an hour walk inside Corinda. You stay in the resort, and the guide show you what you can or can't eat from the tree or from the ground. We are looking at doing this one for free this year for the dry, just to share the knowledge a bit. And you don't even have to stay with us to take part. And the stargazing one. So this one we launched last year, a bit late in the season, but it's been quite successful. So the same boat as we use for the Yellow Water Cruise, but we remove the roof, the canopy, and then you go on the same billabong but at night. The photo that you see have been taken with an iPhone really quickly, so you get like a beautiful sky. And the guide has a green laser. It tells you all the stories they have about constellation, stars, and you might see some red eye lurking around, but that's part of the fun. And the brand new one. So we just launched this one this year, and it's only during the wet season. Mandy Muir is the daughter of one of our traditional owners, and she just bought this electric boat. So she takes you on a different billabong. It is called the Axel Billabong, and in total silence since the boat is electric. So you can hear all the birds around and animals around. And she's also serving a bit of food on the boat. It doesn't replace your lunch. You just get 4 or 5 canapes, but you get to try the local cuisine. And that's it for me, Kamak, as we say in Kakadu.
Thank you so much, Alain. That was fantastic. We actually did get a few questions in. First of all, for the Mercure Kakadu, you mentioned shower over bath. Do you have rooms with accessible bathrooms?
Yes, of course. We have 2 or 3.
Okay, perfect. And then the second question, sorry, and that's why I was late to the game. Is the accommodation open all year round, and do the activities year round too?
Accommodation, yes, all year round. Activities, only the yellow water cruise is all year round.
Okay, fabulous.
Unfortunately, with the flooding around,
yeah.
Cannot keep going.
Makes sense. Fabulous. That's all the questions I received at the moment. If anyone still thinks of something, please feel free to put it in the chat. We can still ask later after everyone is finished. Thanks so much, Alain. And I will give it up to Aaron. I can't hear you.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you hear me now? Yeah,
yep.
There we go.
Perfect.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Aaron, as Miriam said. I'm the Sales and Marketing Coordinator for Nitmiluk Tours. I will start sharing a presentation. Hopefully everything works.
Yep, you just move your little toggle for your sound.
Yep.
Perfect.
Scanning. There we go. Can you see it?
It's coming. Yes, we can see.
All right. I will start first
to do the full view.
Read again. Yes. Okay. I will start first with a video, so I will give you a bit of overview of what we do. This is Lisa Mambin, which is the chair of Jarwin Association, which owns Nitmiluk Tours. Let's see.
Namam gon mungoy lur irang Nitmiluk. We share our country, and it's here for everyone to see. This country will also welcome you. It'll give you the peace that you want. It'll give you your mind, your thoughts, your satisfying touch. But you have to be here to feel it and to be real about it. So that's what we offer in Nitmiluk, Jarwin country.
Okay. So now I show you briefly what we do and what we have. So I will start pretty much explaining you where we are. So we are 320 kilometers down to the south from Darwin. So when you arrive to Darwin, you take the Stuart Highway. You drive about 3 hours, three and a half maximum. We are located in the Nitmiluk National Park. What we offer pretty much is tours and accommodation. So we start first with some of the things we do. I would like to show you some image first. Okay.
Sorry, Aaron.
Yep.
We can see your slides, not the
Yep.
presentation screen, and that makes it really hard to actually see. Can you just... Yes.
Is it better? Okay.
That's it. That's it. Thank you.
No worries. Sorry about that. Okay, so pretty much what we do is like we have I let go the slide. In the meantime, I will talk over. So we offer boat tours, which pretty much Nitmiluk National Park. There are 13 gorges. One of our main tours is, as you can see now on the slides, is the Two Gorge Tour, which is open all year round. It's pretty much go through the two gorges. There is in between there are 800 meters of walking. Is a little crossover where you can see a rock art, where there will be our tour guide to explain you everything behind the rock art, how old is it, all the culture that there is behind. Then we offer also Three Gorge Tour. This is, as you can see now, is like a cultural tour, which is just behind the visitor center. Is pretty much run by our manager ladies, which also they run our workshop. Also they create like a bush medicine, the traditional basket. They show you like they give you a bit of big overview of everything about the Aboriginal culture, the Jawin country. What we also have is like the dinner cruise. Okay, this is still cultural. Oh, okay, let's go with the slides. Okay, this is kayaking, for example. Kayaking, we have various options. So you can do like Two Gorge kayaking, which is pretty easy, or you can go further towards like 3, 4, also Fifth Gorge, but that require a lot of you need to be fit to do that one, so you need to be careful when you select that particular option. But so what we also have is let me go ahead. Okay, dinner and breakfast cruise. So the dinner cruise is a traditional things that we offer for many years. It's one of my favorites. So pretty much, as you can see, we have our chef that prepare the food on the boat. We offer you welcome canapé, drinks. Pretty much is a Two Gorge tour. Is the same as Two Gorge tour with additional dinner on the boat. It's beautiful because you have a specific dinner on this spectacular scenario. Also, you have dinner on the sunset time, which is one of the best timing for enjoy the Nitmiluk National Park. I would say sunset and yeah, sunset probably is the best for me. It's one of really the light, all the birds, all the sounds. Is is a unique experience. Dinner cruise, we run it. We don't run all year round for the same reason that Alan was mentioning before, because with the flooding, with the river rise, crocodile survey, we can also pretty much rerun it from May to October. But sometimes can be delayed from June to October for the same reason, flooding. Depends for which kind of wet season we're gonna have, because as you know, in Northern Territory we have a dry and wet season. The one that we run all year round is the Two Gorge Tour. That's a classic one. It's always open. Sometimes if the river level is very high, we also have the power boat. But that's like it just last minute. So if the river is very high, we also open the power boat. Another new one we offer from this year is the rock art breakfast cruise, which is so pretty much early morning, start at 7 a.m. We offer it's a one gorge tour. So you do the one gorge, you have all the rock art, and then pretty much you're going to have breakfast on the boat. So pretty much it's a dinner cruise, but with the breakfast, let's say. Pretty much very similar. Another things we have is a Kata Caves tour. So we also have some caves. Those caves are located 20 minutes from Catherine Town, so they are not inside the Nitmiluk National Park, but they are very close by. They are very beautiful, small. They are like 1.5 kilometers of walking. They are pretty easy for everybody, so I recommend to all the age. One important thing is the enclosed shoes must be worn because for safety reasons. So if you decide to do the experience, please wear enclosed shoes. Then I will jump to accommodation. I try to minimize the timing. I don't want to take too long. So from accommodation, we have 3 different kind of accommodation. The classic caravan park with a powered and powered site. Also the campground where you can place your tent. So obviously the cheapest option. We also have cabins. We have 10 cabins. 8 of them are for also suitable for families. 2 of them they are also for single. Let's say they are in the middle option of our accommodation. Third option we have is a Cicada Lodge, which is we are very proud to have the one. Which is our luxury option. We have 18 rooms. They have all like TV room, free Wi-Fi. They're also accessible for the people with disability. 2 of them actually. We are open all year round. So all of our accommodation is open all year round. Unless we get a big flood, but that's very rare event. What else I can mention? I'll try to shorten up. Also we have the jetty pool. Okay, there we go, which is located in the middle of our campground. So this one is accessible to everybody. So for the people staying in cabins, people staying in campground, is always open. We also have a bistro there, which is called Jetty Pool. We offer live music. It is also open to people from Cicada Lodge, so it's a very big pool. While in Cicada Lodge, the pool located in Cicada Lodge is only for the people that stay in Cicada Lodge. That's it for now. If you have any questions.
Yes, Aaron, thank you.
You're welcome.
We did get a few questions.
Yeah.
One is, can you stay at Cicada Lodge with a family of 4? Do you take little kids in Cicada Lodge?
Okay, that's a good question. You can stay with a family of, so all the rooms are pretty much for 2 people. So technically, depends from the period. In the hike season, technically for 4 people, you have to book 2 rooms to divide 2 and 2.
So small kids
yeah.
is not suitable?
No, yeah, no, it is suitable, but we were not offering anymore the rollover bed.
Okay.
It's because the bed is for 2 people. So usually when we have this kind of requests, we have some rooms which are interconnected, so we are not splitting obviously the family.
Yeah. Fabulous. What else? Well, we had a question how tourism businesses survive during the wet season. I think that's a question for everyone, and I think styling down the the operations during wet and is that right?
So is the question if we operate, are we operating during the wet season?
You do operate during the wet season.
Yeah.
I think it's a bigger question of how do you survive?
Yeah, that's I mean, it's difficult, but I mean, we are used to that. Yeah, obviously, it depends which kind of wet season we're gonna have. If it's a massive one, which is a rare event, thankfully in Qatar we have two mass flooding, 198 and one on the 70s, so all the others were manageable. So pretty much we operate anyway. Like as I said, like the tour goes tour, all the other accommodation they are open. If there is some flooding in the middle of the road, for example, if it's a small flooding, we offer the transfer with a boat. But again, it depends from which kind of flooding we're gonna have. It's a situation ongoing situation. So pretty much. I forgot. Sorry. To mention one in the presentation, we also offer helicopter tours. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fabulous. I think that's all from the questions at the moment. Sorry, one more. Kata caves with small kids. Is this feasible?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. Is there an age limit?
No. I mean, no.
And
honestly, we don't have
age?
any. No, we don't have any restriction. You can also go with an infant. Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. All right, Erin. Thank you so much. And then Di, I kind of lost track of you.
Good morning, everyone.
I can't see you.
I might just start with a bit of history about us. So Davidson's began operating out of Mount Bell, which is a registered site in 1986, when Dad and Charlie, our traditional owner, formed a friendship, and the rest is basically history. So Davidson's offers rock art galleries on overhangs and in caves that have been occupied for over 65,000 years. We have world-class galleries of Indigenous art, occupation and burial sites. The majority of activities are within a 30-minute drive of our lodge and are suitable for all ages. We've had bird watching, billabong cruises, barramundi fishing, rock art galleries, bush tucker and bush medicine. The bush tucker and bush medicine are incorporated in all of our tours, so all guests get to experience the whole lot. There's also exploring paperbark beds. Yes, we have paperbark beds, paperbark swamps, rainforests and catacombs. We also offer wildlife spotting and viewing exotic fauna, and also swimming in our swimming hole, which is only up until about June. But I might just share a screen and do a video for you guys, just to give you a bit of an overview.
Fabulous. And just remember the little toggle.
Yep.
Can't see it yet.
Can't hear it.
We can't see it. It's not shared yet.
Paintings on the wall where they were telling their stories.
Do you want to
Feels like
start
local
again?
Aboriginal people left yesterday.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Welcome to Mount Borrowdale. We are a remote safari located on 700 square kilometres in northwest Arnhemland. Here we have the very special permission from the local Aboriginal people to take you through a registered sacred site. A lot of people are surprised that a place like this still exists. You walk through pristine bush and you walk into these areas where the Aboriginal people were living. You can see the grinding holes, preparing the food. You can see the paintings on the wall where they were telling their stories. It feels like the local Aboriginal people left yesterday. When you're out here, you're out in the wild. You've got savanna woodland, you've got escarpment country, you've got patches of monsoonal rainforest, you've got paperbark swamps, and you've got floodplain systems. The billabongs are full of fish, they're full of birds, they're full of crocodiles. As far as you can see is all part of our property, and it's not here except for us. That is what makes Mount Borrowdale special. It's the rock art, it's the billabongs and the waterways, it's the bush tucker and the birds. There is so much here, it's hard to believe unless you see it for yourself. day. Soak up the ambience and see what the rest of the world is missing.
So we also have, just so that everyone's aware of what our facilities are, the lodge has a stock bar, access to an extensive library, outdoor swimming and screen lounge area. We have comfortable lounge and relaxation area, and we also have 2 chefs on site during the season for a set menu. We have 2 types of cabins. We have a deluxe style cabin, which you have tea and coffee making facilities as well as free laundry. They're also a bit larger than what the basic cabins are. So we have 10 deluxe and we have 9 standard as well as a family cabin. There is room servicing available on request. We have both twin and queen standard and deluxe cabins. As you can see, the bathrooms aren't as deluxe as what the other ones are. All cabins have are screened for ventilation with ceiling fans. As we're advanced eco, we do not have air conditioning, but the fans do actually allow for great ventilation, and we don't have a lot of guests complain of the heat. All cabins have their own private view out into the bush, so you're not looking at anyone else's cabin. And then we go to out there. So we are on 700 square kilometres. You will have 2 daily outings, and it will be a morning tour and an afternoon tour, which will include rock art as well as your bush tucker. As you can see, we have open vehicles, which allows for great photography. During the wet season, so we are closed. We are only open from the 1st of March till the 31st of October. And this photo here, where they're going through, is actually the road they're boating through. So in the dry season, we drive over this road, and in the wet season, we use it to go up to the waterfall. As you can see, some beautiful sunsets, obviously some storms as well from the wet season. We also have a massive amount of different wildflowers. So, you know, the best time to see these wildflowers is early season, which we are saying is the shoulder season. This is also our waterfall, which is great for fishing, but it's also a photography paradise. There's another couple of photos there. And then we have our own private swimming hole, which is high up in the escarpment, so no cross, and that's usually available between March and June. This area provides access to some of the highest concentrations and best quality of Aboriginal rock art in the world. We have highly trained guides who provide the insight into these spectacular galleries and inform guests on the local Indigenous culture, practices and stories. Tours provide guests with an interactive experience where they're encouraged to touch, taste and smell local bush foods and medicines. As you can see, due to the remoteness of the area and the requirements for guests to be with a guide at all time, it ensures the protection of many of our artefacts that we have and tools which can be viewed and handled in situ, which also provides a deeper understanding into this age of culture. We have catacombs and stone arrangements as well. So we have a lot of diverse areas within our area. We use flat-bottom cruise boats with quiet 4-stroke engines, which enable guests to get up close to the wildlife on the floodplains and paperbark swamps. Excuse me. We also have amazing bird life, which can be viewed all year round. But obviously, September, October, when the water's more concentrated, you do see high numbers. We also have some guests which hang around the lodge, which are our wallabies, which are there every day. We have been seeing a few more buffaloes out there as well. And of course, our saltwater crocodiles. We also have freshwater as well, and they're all year round, but obviously in a higher concentration later in the season. We're also fortunate enough to have only one of 7 surviving population of the endangered Leichhardt grasshopper. And of course, you can do some fishing if you'd like to try your hand at fishing. And every guest has a sunset cruise on their last night with us. And then we just have a few of our accreditations. And that's about it from me.
Fabulous. Thank you so much Dai. That was fantastic. We did get a few questions in, if you don't mind. Kristen would like to know, based on the video, why have the Aboriginals left these sites, and do they come back to use them or move elsewhere?
No. So our traditional owner, who is now in his 90s, he left there as a small child, and it hasn't been occupied for a lot of years now. Our closest community is Arnhemland, which is approximately 40 kilometres away. So no, we don't. Our traditional owner does spend a lot of time on site, usually during the dry season, but yeah, we can't guarantee that he will be there because he's becoming a pretty old man now.
Okay. Then another question was, do you have Indigenous guides for some tours?
Sometimes we do. This year we don't. It's just dependent because it's very hard for them because it's not their country. So we do find it hard to actually source Indigenous guides. We have over the years, but this year, no, sadly, we don't have any.
Okay. And then someone says, maybe I missed this, but what is the minimum stay? And another question, how many nights should people stay?
So we have a 2-night minimum stay policy, but feedback from our guests is at least 3 nights because 2 just isn't enough. There is a lot to see, and we do have a lot of repeat clients who obviously want to come and explore more. So we do say 3 to 4 nights. And the cost of flights and everything as well, so your flight costs basically into Darwin. So you can fly drive, obviously wet season, you have to fly. Your flights you can fly from either Darwin or Jabiru, but flights can be quite expensive. So we do recommend that they stay at least 3 nights. And if you're looking at driving in, it is basically from June through till the end of October, and you do need a 4-wheel drive.
Fabulous. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Sorry, just one more last. No, sorry, it's just a comment. A 2-week holiday to explore the top end is definitely needed by the sounds of it. I totally agree. I guess everyone else does as well. That should cover all Kakadu, Nitmiluk, and obviously Davidson's. Just one last, is there a transfer company for transfers by road? Do you know of any?
Yes, so we have a deal with Thrifty in Darwin, and to our knowledge, Thrifty is the only ones that will allow a car into Arnhemland. If there is an issue when they ring up for Thrifty, we ask for them to ring us because sometimes they have new staff that aren't aware of the deal.
And is there someone who would be able to drive you if you don't want to rent a car?
Look, we're happy to recommend other people, yes, but we don't currently offer escorted drives in.
Yeah. And what is the child policy?
Children under 12 are $100 cheaper per child per night. That's for the pure and simple fact that our rates include all your meals, tours, permits, and accommodation. And yeah, there's no minimum child. Obviously, if you have a baby, it might be a bit hard because you'll be carrying a baby on tours. But yeah, we have cots available, and obviously the family cabin, which sleeps 5 people.
Perfect. Awesome. That was all. Thank you so much. I will just close the session with one last little bit about our upcoming FAMIL and with all your contact details. Sorry, there we go. Before we wrap up, just to talk you through the itinerary for the ATPAP FAMIL where you can win a spot on. It will take place from Tuesday 3rd of June to Monday 9th of June, and it will be based obviously in the top end. We'll kick things off with 2 nights at the Hilton Darwin, where we enjoy a sunset cruise with Sea Darwin Sea TV, an Aboriginal owned company. For those of you who watched Q2's webinar, you remember Northern Territory Indigenous Tours. We'll spend a full day in Litchfield National Park with Tess guiding us through the area, sharing insights on traditional owners' way of life and the park's natural beauty. Next, we'll head to Kakadu National Park, staying at Kakadu Tourism's Mercure Kakadu Crocodile Hotel. On the way to Jabiru, we enjoy a cruise on the Corroboree Billabong to spot some crocs and possibly other wildlife. And then for sunset, we'll take in the stunning views and Aboriginal rock art at Ubir. The following day, we travel to Arnhemland, visiting Indialak Arts and Craft Center and take a tour up Indialak Hill. Afterwards, we head south to Coinda Lodge, where we will enjoy the Yellow Water Sunset Cruise. The next day, Kakadu Air will fly us to Davidson's Arnhemland Safari Eco Lodge. I'm very excited. I've never been there. And we'll explore the remote landscapes with guided tours by land and water, learning more about the life here. And then for our final night, Kakadu Air will fly us back from Davidson's to Darwin, where we have one last night at the Mercure Darwin Airport Resort. So if you want to be in the draw, you know by now what to do. Good luck. And now this is important. The Famil is just around the corner with Easter and all these things happening. So the final deadline to complete your questionnaires is Sunday, 13th of April. That's correct. It's 5 days. So you have 5 days to get your ducks in a row. Don't worry, the questionnaires are super quick. If it takes 5 minutes, that's really long. We will be drawing the lucky participants on Monday, 14th of April. That is next Monday. So don't miss your chance. Get your skates on and make sure you're in the running. And with this, thank you so much for joining us today and being part of the ATPAP program. This session wraps up our first year of the program. I will be sending out a quick survey soon to get your feedback on what worked well and where we can improve on for next year. And we hope you enjoyed today's session, found it valuable. I will be sending out the recording, the presenter contact details that you can hopefully see all on the screen right here. And also, obviously, the questionnaire later today. And I will inform the Bush Balm gift box winner. If you have any questions or need anything, please feel free to reach out. And lastly, a really huge thank you to our presenters today. Thanks so much for taking the time and showing us more about your amazing products. Really appreciate it. So yeah, thank you so much. Lots of comments on thank you and great presentation. So well done. Have a fabulous day, everyone. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Miriam.